Mishnah Berachot, chapter 8, Mishnah Bet 2. Bet Shammai Omrim, Notlin layadayim ve'achar kach mozgin et hakos. Bet Shammai says first we wash our hands, and then we pour the wine, dilute the wine, which means pour the wine for Kiddush. Ubet Hillel Omrim mozgin et hakos, first you pour the wine, ve'achar kach notlin layadayim, and then you wash your hands. Now, we're not just talking about pouring the cup. It means do Kiddush. So it's really the question is, what's the order of doing Netilat Yadayim, and then, of course, having bread, meaning, and doing the Kiddush on the wine. So which one comes first? Now, Bet Shammai says we wash the hands first, and then we say Kiddush, and then we say the Hamotzi, meaning we don't say Hamotzi before the Kiddush, but the point is we'll wash our hands before. So you wash your hands on Netilat Yadayim, Kiddush in the middle, which is a break, and then you're going to say Hamotzi lecha min haaretz. And Bet Hillel says we do it our way. First you do the cup and you say Kiddush, and then you go and you wash, and then you're going to do Hamotzi, which is what we do. Now, what's the logic of Bet Shammai, and how does Bet Hillel disprove it or have his own logic? So it's all based on, really both of them is about Tum'ah and Tahara. And the rabbis, without getting into too much about this, the rabbis made our hands a Sheni L'Tum'ah. You have to review your laws of Tum'ah and Tahara. Sheni L'Tum'ah is our hands, rabbinically. And also, if we touch liquid, it could turn our hands into a rishon. Just go with that for now. So now the problem is we're going to touch liquid, and now our hands are going to be a rishon, which is a deeper level of tum'ah that we don't want, more stringent. And we don't want to say kiddush when we just made our hands tameh. That's really the question. We don't want to make kiddush like that after we just became tameh. Now, two things can make our hands wet and then make it susceptible to being tameh. So one is if you wash your hands. If you wash your hands first, Bet Hillel says, then you might not dry it all the way, and then you're going to start touching the back of the cup, and you might make it now tameh if the back of the, your hands have liquid already, and if the back of the cup is tameh, it's going to make your hands be erishon. So that's how he doesn't want to start with washing your hands, because you might not dry it well enough. In fact, you see many rabbis, holy rabbis, they'll sit and dry their hands like to the nth degree, because they don't want to have wet hands while they're going to say Kiddush. That's the reason you see them. They go overboard in drying. Now, Bet Shammai says, I'm not worried about that, but I'm worried about the cup might have drops of wine on it because we fill it to the top and it drips. Like we say, Kosi devaya, my cup is full. And now those drops, when you touch the cup before you say Kiddush, but you're holding the cup, that's the liquid that's going to make your hands wet. And now your hands are wet. So it's a problem. And then it could be that it turns it into a rishon for the different reasons as they have. So it's either the sink water, the water is going to make your hands be wet, or the cup that's wet is going to make your hands wet. Each one sees it in a different way. And of course, Bet Hillel doesn't like the idea of waiting from doing Netilat Yadayim and then interrupting it with Kiddush. He wants to have your Netilat Yadayim be right before you're going to say Hamotzi, which is also an issue.